Good morning and evening. It's morning here, but welcome to another little midweek episode of my adventures with my BMW Mini V6. Thank you for all the positive feedback on the last one. I think most of you get this channel now. We're just basically a man in a shack trying to entertain and keep myself busy and have a good time. So that's all we're doing. We're just having a bit of fun. And yeah, it's better than sitting on your arse, isn't it? That you lot are doing now watching this. Anyway, yes, that strut tower, overkill 3mm. We've said that before. I said it in the previous video, it is overkill. But it's a metal we had. And it's better than being underkill. And yeah, there's a few downsides of being a bit heavier. Actually a bit tricky to weld sometimes, making sure you've got good penetration. You need the amps up. But also easier to weld because it is thicker. But the main one is that weight, really. It's just not needed to be that thick. But we'll just turn the old boost up, as we say. Once I put 10,000 riv nuts on this car, it won't matter anyway. All right, I think we've learned from this side. I'm going to cut a hole in this side now. Now we sort of hopefully know where the hole's going to be. So hopefully we'll cut a slightly better hole. And go from there. So I did see someone said about shame you didn't show your time lapse. Yeah, I do apologise, but I'll try and do a bit of time lapse now. That's all I can do, innit? While I'm just thinking about things, any ideas what we could do with the fuel cap? Obviously, fuel tank's not there. So, yeah. Pop the old exhaust out of it, couldn't we? Could be like a truck flap. The V6 can see the inside of the car. Anyway, partial hole. Just a bit more of the wheel arch to go now. And yeah, we'll see how we're looking. Very keep out of the box there. Extra surprises for later. Yes, I'm just stripping off the brake caliper off the spare front hub. I see that there's a screw I need to get out to get the disc out. Weld a nut onto that in a minute. Yeah, it's a little bit early, so I was just doing some quieter stuff, even though I just did some noisy stuff. But I just chatted to the farmer. He goes, oh, I didn't even hear you, mate. Carry on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to carry on. Quick shout out to anyone whoever it was that bought me these axle stands off the Amazon wish list. Thank you very much. I've seen them on there, just so you know. I wanted to try them, those sort of like ratchety ones, but whether they're any good or not, we'll try them. But yeah, definitely better than not having an axle stand under your car when you're climbing under it, that's for sure. Okay, I've got the disc off and had to weld a nut on, that didn't work. That broke off, weld a bolt on, that didn't work. And then we disc cutted it off, that worked. And then we were able just to undo it with mold grips after ruining the disc, but we don't need the disc. I don't think I need those backing plates as well, but I just tried to take one off and I broke one of them. The tools, so we'll just leave them on there for now. And yeah, get back to whatever we were doing just now. Cut an hole. Well, after having another side to cut, yeah, it dropped in first time. Okay, still floating around yet. We haven't got the top mount on, so that's the next thing to try. Yeah. Still took an hour to do that, on and off. Again, yeah, no time lapse. I just notched out the thing. Oh, sorry, floor wobbles. Yeah, I didn't time lapse again. So basically what I've done was I can't even remember where we were now. So we got the strut in, we got the strengthening plate on that we're going to use as a top mount. And we've just cut ourselves the first section of the strut tower. And something keeps telling me that, like, you know, yeah. Well, yeah, you might think that's not resting on the jig properly. That's because one, the jig's not in the right place, which is a good thing for a jig. I've checked across the chassis rails were level. We're level across the top tower. Mounts were level. Realised that this this has actually got a bend in it, I guess to miss the battery or something on a normal Mini. So yeah, you can't have that level. And I've gone up 1/2 inch as well from where I wanted to be, which it helps some strut clearance to the cross members, but also, so it's going to lower the car by 1/2 inch technically, but I think the V6 is going to do that quite a lot as well. So I think that's least of our worries at the moment. Oh, tell me off for time lapse again. So yeah, just doing our best. I never like making two things the same because I never can. And also, yeah, it's fun making it the first time, innit? And then you're like, oh, gotta make a second one. Built a model triplane once when I was a kid. Oh, what time I got to that third wing, that was annoying me. Anyway, did fly once, I think. I think my dad flew it. Anyway, trying to work out what we're having for tea. I might just stop and get a roast chicken. Yeah. We're getting there. We'll try and put one more panel in there. And then I think we're going to call it the end of a midweek video. Maybe we could pop it back on its wheels. We don't know. I don't think so. We may save that for the big weekend because that's like a big super duper thing, isn't it, that? Okay, got some tacks on that. I'm fairly happy with it. We'll just see how it goes. And yeah, just work on it from there. I don't know what I'm saying there, but hey ho. Do I know what I'm doing? Not really. Do we carry on? Yes, we do. Why the hell not? Leave me alone, I'm in my shack. All right, gonna wrap up now. I'm just gonna show you some, just some bits around the steering or the link to the tie bars, whatever, track rod ends. Just, yeah, thinking out my thoughts out loud. Okay, just food for thought. Got a couple of new track rod ends. Look like they've been machined at the bottom here where these old ones would have been. Looks like they're sort of like a split thing, so it looks like it needs a special nut on there to sort of like then compress it tight. But anyway, don't have those unless they're in the bag. Are they in the bag? I don't know. I think they'd be supplied, wouldn't they? Anyway, I picked up some rose joints. Thinking, one, I'm in two things here. One, just to sort of get the thing moving and rolling, stop things moving about. I need to sort of lock the steering in place. So quick one would be just, yeah, screw a rose joint on, put a bolt through, weld it to a bracket for the moment. All good for the moment. Downside to that is if you left it, that actually you're changing sort of the angle of the steering. And I know there's no steering on the back, but as the suspension goes up and down, it travels in an arc, or it can do as well, depending on things. And so basically having this pivot point further out helps that, because as you go over bumps and the steering goes, actually it makes the steering go as you're going over bumps. So I think it's always a slight compromise regardless, because yeah, you know, you've always got some sort of pivot point, but they try and make it as long as possible. So yeah, the other option is to sort of, I've just chopped that as part of the steering rack, could thread that, bush that, do something with that, and actually have that on the old track rod in that mounted sort of technically on a bracket, exactly where the original point would have been. And we can go from there as well, but not too worried. We'll figure something out. That's not the biggest problem, that's for sure. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Shh. Okay, just gonna say goodbye on this midweek video. I don't think I've got anything too much more to show you just at the moment. So yeah, thank you for the support. If you want to help me in any way, check out the description. Just hit the like button's always a good one. And if you don't subscribe, please subscribe. If you don't like what I'm doing, bugger off. And yeah, everybody else, we're enjoying the fun, and rest in peace, Lemmy. See ya next time.